So there's this clip that got to my timeline. A lady is complaining that the men in Kenya are no longer pursuing, in the traditional aggressive way. That ni kama wanataka umpende, humpendi, they're there on the fence. Just watch it. Just watch it for a few minutes.
Can somebody tell me what happened to men chasing after women? Yaani siku hizi wanaume anakutaka lakini ni kama hataki kukutaka, anataka sasa wewe ndio ukae ni kama ambaye ni wewe unamtaka. As in, what do men want? Simkuje tu straight mtukatie venye mlikuwa mnatukatia. Siku hizi unaonyesha ka interest kidogo alafu una draw back. Unataka mimi nianze kukuchase and then useme women we are desperate for you. Hapana, we just want to be chased. Some of us want to be chased the normal way, like what men should do, guys. Eish.
So you've seen we've come full circle. The feminism and the whatever social experiment that was being engineered by the Muzungu has come full circle, and people are craving the old order. They are craving how things used to be done. You want a provider. You don't want to be to be the antagonist in the marriage. So these things are ideologies which are pushed. They are imposed on civilizations, yet they are not how civilizations matured. So ideally, you're finding people reverting back to their factory settings. They are now craving. They are now yearning for the same thing that they were taught to reject, because the problem with especially the women I told you from high school, especially those who attended Catholic high schools, and the toxicity, you were channeled or you were headed to the slaughter. You are given such polarizing and such deep-seated anti-male sentiment that you were told boys are bad, I don't want you to interact with boys, and then it came with a lot of violence. And I was talking to a lady when we were doing the Why You Lying challenge, and she was telling me she's 40 years and above, and she has still not healed from the trauma and the toxicity that they underwent in high school. So you need to unlearn the hardest part before the system changes. It takes a while to change. Eventually it does. But before the system changes, you have to invest in your own healing mechanism. And part of that is not listening to the people who have led you astray. We were talking the other day about the prominent women on this space, like Kamene Goro. There was Shorn, Arwa. They've gone and gotten married. Them, they are living their best lives. And they were here telling you a different messaging. So I'm not telling you not to follow them. It's you to know what to embrace, what to retain, and what to consume passively as comedy. Because everyone who is here is just for clout, just for show. So don't take things seriously. Don't like the last generation of women were misled by this character called Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey comes with different anecdotes like act like a woman, think like a man. What nonsense is that? What rubbish is that? Now, to become a woman, you have to become a man. This guy is trying to sell a book. He's trying to get ratings for his show. And then he gets this cluster of women or of the society, because he knows they are easily they can be baited for money. The female dollar is what the corporates want, because number one, don't forget, they have forced you into the wage economy under the guise of empowerment, but really they are just onboarding new taxpayers into the bracket so that you can make money that is taxed for them, for the elites up there. So they have to continuously come up with ideologies. And Steve Harvey then comes and tells you, I don't know, the 90-day rule. What nonsense is that? You're trying to manipulate human nature, your DNA, that you're telling somebody that to wait for 90 days to against their own urges and desires so as to comply with his social order that he has created. This is rubbish. And you have Maya Angelou. She came there. I don't know. A woman's heart must be so hidden in Christ that a man must seek him first to find it. What rubbish is that, man? What rubbish is that, man? These things, you listen to them, they are crazy, they are nuts. Then you have another motivational speaker there coming to tell you, don't make someone a priority when you're only an option. That's rubbish, man. Stop listening to these characters, these clowns. Map your own destiny. Chart your own future. Stop being charted for by these wankers who are just trying to sell content. They're trying to sell books. Yeah, the prominent female journalists or influencers, they're always complaining about Andrew Kibe and Amerix. Their existence is primarily because of those narratives, those toxic narratives. And now they've come up with a new gospel, not them, of course, but many other people are doing. And they're telling men, don't chase women, chase money. So, and they've told men that if you chase the money, women will come. So the men are asking, why do we have to chase you while we are buying love? Because clearly it's been turned into a transaction. So why do I have to chase you? But when all I have to do is get money, and then you'll come flocking around me like flies on shit. So you have to unlearn everything that you have been told is a lie, because men are outgrowing, men are becoming bolder, men are investing in peace. Yeah, if you see somebody is going to bring a lot of disruption and dysfunction in your reality, what you do is you step away. So the person won't be aggressive, because when I pursue this story, it's gonna end in premium tears. So for you not to end up there, ladies, I told you this thing is very simple. You'll notice, I don't understand why you people are so messed up. Amongst the popular women in Kenya, the ones who are influencers, Instagram and whatever, breaking up and making up, you'll see those ones are constantly in the game. Now, what do? They are constantly in the game. They can get a man within a minute. They can move from man to man, whether it's every year, every 2 years, but they know how to game a man. And to game a man is very simple. You go on the first date, stop reading those funny novels by Steve Harvey and I don't know who, 50 Shades of Grey. Stop reading that shit. If you read it for entertainment, when you go on the first date, just don't hold back. Slut a nigga out, slut him out. You vibes. Everyone is just trying to run away from these rat race that has been imposed by the same Muzungu bastards who have created all this polarizing content. And so somebody over the weekend, you just want somebody to, but then you're there, you're on a date with this person, like I went on another date. It was almost like a Q&A session. This person is asking me so many questions and I'm thinking like, what the fuck? You're asking me so many questions about my TikToks, about what, about... There was no physical contact, and obviously you can't get a call back from me after such a display. So avoid embracing those passive ideologies. Avoid embracing them and being radicalized by them. Live your life, chart your destiny. Don't be. You'll end up very angry and bitter there, saying, "Oh." Anyway. Then there's another video I saw of a pastor in a church, and that church is just full of mamas, it's just full of women. And you have to know, the religious people, they play a long game. They capture the women because they know through controlling the women, then they are controlling the families, or they are controlling the men. So now, and that's why politicians now, they go to those same churches. Yeah, and they go to those same churches, and that's why you saw those women, those stupid old women of Muranga singing, because getting the women and bribing them, then the women are able to go home and say, I've been given 1,000, I've bought for you nyama, and then the men, in their infinite stupidity, they fall into line. And so those churches, they maintain dominance over your homes. They control your homes by controlling your wives. So you have to understand the engagement, or you have to see through it, and then act accordingly. I've told you, all can coexist, but then some people want to be overzealous. Some people want to extend their reach, extend their mandate, their boundaries. They want to now impose and insinuate themselves in your personal lives. So they know the gender which they have bulked aside, and then now, once you get into that system, you're done. You're with them for life. So it's up to you to know how you're going to engage with all these facets of life, be it the motivational speakers, the toxic influencers. You know what to embrace. You know what to consume to digest and what to excrete. Yeah, be smart. Don't be like this lady complaining.